And would you share some secret to only social investors? Do you have it? Some information nobody knows?
My Telegram chat.
I'm sorry. Can you say some secret information for Korean investors? Only social investors?
Only Soso investors. Well, I think Soso has lost a lot of weight recently. He's been very tired. But he runs awesome parties. Should we do that again?
Okay. Actually, I asked Mark, yes, I asked him this question, but he actually ignored my question this one. So
Okay.
I just
Okay.
asked you. Okay. What do you think the most promising ICO project besides your project?
To be honest, I don't actually spend a lot of time looking at other projects. So we're really focused on Kronos.
Just
Just
Kronos?
Kronos, really just Kronos.
No? Okay. Okay. What do you think the most promising ICO project besides your project?
Oh, I should ignore this one too.
Please.
소소랩.
네, 지금부터 함께 이야기 나눠보도록 하겠습니다. 크로노스팀입니다. Hello.
Hi,
Hi. Could you introduce yourself?
I'm Jack Tan from KronosToken.com. Our project is about, really revolutionizing the asset management space.
Good. And can you introduce your project more?
Oh yeah, sure. We are from a traditional finance background, and I started in finance because I really enjoy trading stocks. And my co-founding partner has a similar background, but he's much more quantitative trading focused. So he has 12 years in high frequency. I have about 11 years in traditional sales and trading.
11 years?
Yeah, 11
Okay.
years, so I'm quite old.
Quite old. Okay.
So while working at these investment banks and hedge funds, we noticed that all the products that we make, all the strategies that we make, we can't invest in them. We make it for very elite and very rich people to invest into. And they make a lot of money even when markets are going down, even when markets are very volatile. And everybody's losing, they're still making with our product. But we can't invest in them, and our parents and our friends, we cannot invest. So that's why we made Kronos. It's really to attract all of the best trading and research talent into one platform, and then to open up the strategies so that everybody in this world can invest into them. That is the long-term goal.
Okay. How did you get the idea to start Kronos?
Well, the idea has been building for a long time. Well, this is maybe a tangential story. When I first moved to the U.S., I was 7 years old, and we were very young. Yeah,
Yes.
I know it's difficult to imagine me at such a young age, but at one point in time, I was young, and we were super poor, and we had this TV with no cable, without any signal, but we had access to like 1/4 of a channel.
Oh, okay.
You can only see the bottom right corner, and you could see like some kind of number moving every day, different number.
Oh.
And I asked my father, like, what is this thing that we're always watching on TV? This is just one number. And he said, oh, it's just some stock index. That's when I started learning, oh, what is this thing? Like, what is this Dow Jones index, S&P index, even at that age? And then when I was 14, I started trading, and then I got into finance, right? But then, I studied finance at Carnegie Mellon. I went to BNP Paribas as my first job. And I saw firsthand what happened in 2007, 2008, as well as when I was younger, the dot-com bubble burst. So I saw a lot of money being created, a lot of wealth being created, and then a lot of wealth being destroyed. And within Wall Street, I really got a sense of just how fragile this whole financial ecosystem is.
Yes.
And that, to me, was like a turning point, right? Because I always trusted whatever kind of the Fed said, right? The Federal Reserve Bank. And we thought that they're so smart and they realize exactly what is happening, right? Then we realized that, oh my God, no one knows actually what is really happening sometimes. And those times could be very dangerous for the entire financial system, right? And so blockchain came along after the financial crisis as a way to decentralize the power, right, for money. And that message was very, very strong for me. And eventually we realized that, wow, we can use all of our experiences to completely open up this asset management industry so that people can access the best strategies. Doesn't matter how much money you have. It just matters that you spend the time to research what strategy is good and what's a good fit for you. And then you can access on the Kronos platform.
This is just a personal question. So what do you think about blockchain? What is the blockchain? You asked me, right?
Yeah, so what is blockchain? I mean, blockchain to me is almost a way of life. It's a philosophy as much as it is a technology. I think, if there's more adoption in blockchain, first you can transfer value borderlessly throughout the world with almost zero transaction fee and instantaneously. So that's one thing. Another thing is that blockchain is just a bunch of databases basically, right? And they all store the same information, and it's very difficult to trick all of the databases into doing something incorrectly. So it removes a need for governance from a centralized position. So that to me is the technology that brings about a lot of other changes, right, in how we behave. I think in human history, I think we started in a very decentralized way, right? Little groups everywhere. But then after agriculture, the societies became more and more centralized, right? Until we see the abuses of centralization and too much power in one kind of entity or group. So now we realize that with blockchain, we can actually decentralize again in a smarter way. And blockchain is a completely different world. I travel so much. I have a new apartment in Taipei, but I haven't lived there yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been paying rent, but I haven't lived inside the apartment. And I've just been traveling to conferences, living in hotels, and meeting so many talented, passionate people in this industry. So it's completely changed my perception of this world. I feel like I'm in a different universe after I entered blockchain. Very, very cool projects can now get funded very quickly. And whatever you have in your mind, like all the creativity, all the passion, it can be realized within a matter of months instead of waiting for years and years to do something.
Time is fast.
Yes.
Okay, so why should you use blockchain in your field, in your project?
Sure. So in our project, there's two things, right?
Yes.
The first, most easy to understand is with blockchain, with a token, everybody in this world, almost everybody in this world, can access the services that we will have and all of the funds that we will make. You can invest with a token instead of with a fiat currency. When you touch fiat currency, the regulations are much more numerous, and it takes a longer time to set up all the vehicles in order to take fiat currency. But in blockchain, a lot of the regulations are not existent, and it basically allows a lot of people to participate in our ecosystem much faster and more fairly. The other reason why we use blockchain is because we want to build an ecosystem that actually attracts best talent, right, for trading, but it also attracts people who want to manage this ecosystem and make it better and better. Even if I'm not there, if Mark's not there, if the founding, Kronos team isn't there, we still want to have a way to incentivize people to contribute to this ecosystem because they believe in this vision, right? And the way to do that is to use a token, right? We were always thinking like, okay, we have great trading strategies. How do we bring this to other people, right? Everybody asks us like, why don't you just do a hedge fund? okay, we can do a hedge fund, and then we can raise money from our family and friends or like rich investors and make them even more rich. Or we can actually give out all the returns to a wider range of people, right? And that to us is more interesting, right? If someone is from Africa or someone from India wants to access the strategies, they don't need to know us, they don't need to call us. All they need to do is buy the security token on an exchange, and then they get access to a strategy that, you know, only 0.001% of the world population could have gotten access to previously in the traditional world, right? So that to us is very cool. The second thing is, you know, if we're just a hedge fund, if we leave, you know, if I leave, Mark leaves, maybe the fund closes, right? And that's it. All of the marketing, the accounting, the legal, the technology infrastructure that we've built, that is gone, right? People cannot reuse it, or, you know, people cannot leverage it to make their trading after we're gone. So if you incentivize people with a token, right? If you make an ecosystem and let people leverage what you've done, so they don't have to repeat what you've already created, you know, that to us was another strong reason why we're utilizing blockchain and why we're doing a token sale.
Why do you have a two-token structure?
Sure. So if you can imagine like a top investment bank or a top hedge fund, you want to gain access to the strategy, you have to be a member of their bank. You have to be a client of the bank, right? You have to basically have a lot of money and give them a lot of business before they allow you to invest in their best strategies. I want to say that, you know, we're completely different, but we are a little bit similar as well. So if you own our utility token, you get access to all of our services, right? And then you get the first access to the security token, to the, you know, great hedge funds, great funds that will launch on the platform, right?
Yes.
So in this way, you are incentivized to hold the utility token, to perform tasks that are beneficial for the entire ecosystem so that you get more access to the best funds. That's how we kind of envision incentivizing people to help with the ecosystem. Not just, oh, I have money, I'm going to invest, and I'm going to take the return, and that's it, right? They have to have some, they have to understand that, look, this ecosystem is why these great funds are existing.
Yes.
This is why they can invest, and you have to do something to help the ecosystem so that you can invest.
Okay, so you mean a similar like a community, right?
Yeah, like a community.
Yes, good, very good.
Yeah.
I'm wondering your teamwork.
How the team works?
Is it good?
It's not bad.
Not bad?
It's not bad. I would say it's the best team that I ever worked in, to be honest.
Oh.
Mark is so smart
Yeah.
and so technically savvy that everyone on his team basically very much looks up to him for guidance. They're very happy to be learning about trading and technology from Mark in Taipei. In Taipei, there was, you know, no other company that can offer this experience that Mark has brought, right? 12 years of high-frequency trading in Chicago, leading hedge funds. I mean, how do you get that experience in Taiwan? That's why a lot of talented people, when they're young, they leave Taiwan to go to the US and get experience. But now they can actually join us and get the same experience or even better experience in Taipei. Our team is very open. Like, you know, it doesn't matter what time it is, like we encourage everyone to ask us questions on whatever is they don't understand or is bothering them, or give suggestions. Even people that we just hire, you know, because we value everybody's contribution, right? So it's a very open, very flat organization.
Okay, actually there is few information about your Kronos in Korea. So is there some plan to promote in Korea?
Yes, you know, I think starting here is the best we can do for now. We will try to hold meetups in the future and really try to engage with the community here. we're also looking for someone to represent us in Korea. So maybe head of Kronos for Korea. So if someone is interested, please reach out.
Oh, okay. I want to know your roadmap in future.
Okay. The roadmap is that we will start our services immediately. Market making for exchanges, market making for crypto projects. So that's the very immediate milestone that we'll have, because then our trading execution technology is already done. The next roadmap is to kind of finish our ICO so we can concentrate on really building the business more quickly. The really big roadmap this year is to partner with security token exchanges so that we can offer our funds in a security token format, so that this really opens up the investment landscape for a lot of people. Yeah. But eventually, you know, we're very centralized right now. Like, we hire all the traders on the team, and we watch over them, we help them with the strategies, the trading, but eventually we'll find a way to decentralize the governance of the whole ecosystem. And that's what, you know, that's what I'll be working on and partnering with other people on.
Do you have anything you want to say to Korean investors?
So many things, but I think the most important is to do your own due diligence. It's not a good idea to follow the big funds into projects, because people's price points are very different. So you really have to do your due diligence and understand the price that you're paying for something, right? And the vision can be great, but you know, ultimately, if there's no positive cash flow that the project is producing, and the utility of the token is not very strong, you know, it's a difficult environment for those tokens to do well over the long run.
네, 지금까지 크로노스와 함께 이야기 나눠봤습니다.